Hello and welcome to part 19 of my All Quests, All Endings Elden Guide. We're going to get to the, I think it's the corpse Stench shack here, so we've got a few dogs to deal with. Then we've got Anastasia, Tarnished, who will give us a sacred butchering knife, and we'll be able to get the Golden Vow Incantation, which is a really good damage buff that you can stack with Flame Grant Me Strength. So she shouldn't give you too much trouble. There is bleed on that weapon, I think, so it's and it's an interesting weapon actually because it gives you a little bit of health back when you hit things with it, I think, or kill things. So grab the incantation, it's definitely one you want to have. From here we're going to go and continue Pate's quest. So feel free to deal with the abducted virgins if you want the fight. If not, climb this ladder. Just make sure that you're not going to get caught on the way up. When we get to the top we're going to get Sight of Grace. That's the first Mount Gelmir campsite Sight of Grace. Grab a few golden runes while we're here, you may as well. And we can get ourselves a Somber Smithing Stone 6 there. So, on to Patches. So jump on Torrent, ride this way. Again, these guys are quite easy to deal with, so if you want a few free runes, just take them out. And I think while we're here, rather than going straight to Patches, we'll just pop up this tower to grab the item at the top there. So climb the ladder. Deal with any guys, climb the ladder again. A couple of guys to take out. Got sort of a fire arrow there, and then climb the ladder one last time, and at the end there got ourselves a Pulley Bow. Not amazing if I'm honest, but you may as well grab it while you're here. As soon as we're in the vicinity, jump back on Torrent, then ride this way. And around here we're looking for some rainbow stones, and Patches will be hiding nearby in a little crevasse. We need to find him and speak to him. That's a dungeon there, but we can do that later. We're going to focus on the quest for now. So that's the Trail of Rainbow Stones, which is a trap basically that Patches has set for you. So if you head down here between these rocks, he'll be hiding among the bushes. Speak to him, exhaust all the dialogue. He'll try and convince you to follow the rainbow stones. You may as well, but of course, if you're a Dark Souls fan, you'll know what happens now. And we're going to have some basilisks to deal with. So we'll catch up with Patches later. Just deal with these basilisks. Watch out for the death blight. Recommend some sort of ranged attack if you've got it, or time your attack so that you don't get that build up. Got a few hefty beast bones, nascent butterfly to grab. And while we're here, we're going to do the nearby cave. Stonesword key to get in. And this is a Seethwater Cave. Grab the grace. Be prepared for quite a bit of poisony stuff in here. And we're going to have to deal with a couple of prawn guys at the end, I think. So deal with any enemies you want to in here. Again, keep using that flame cleanser to get rid of the poison. Make your way down here. Then we need to go this way. Go to the top. Take him out, get yourself a gold rune. Then we've got the Miranda flower to deal with here, more poison. Take out and grab yourself those items. and then we'll head back to the main part of the cave. We need to drop down this hole here, so grab the cave moss if you want it. Get yourself a poison bone dart to grab on the way down there. Then you can take those golden runes and head back this way. And this is the boss door. So these are going to be using the pest threads spell on you a lot. So this fight will give you the Kindred of Rot's Exultation medal, which is a bit like the Lord of Blood's basically means if you get poisoned, you'll increase your damage output. So you can stack that with the mushroom crown for even more damage. Once we've got it, we need to make our way out of the cave, deal with the basilisks again, or run past them. Make sure you don't get death blight. Quite alarmingly close there. We don't want that. So, back to the first campsite, Mount Gelmir, site of grace. Then we're going to make our way over to Patches again, and he'll be a little bit apologetic. Exhaust all this dialogue. We're going to see him again at Volcano Manor. That's obviously where we've just been, but we're not going to go down there now. We're going to teleport to Seethwater Cave again, and then head outside. We need to get up to where Alexander's quest is advanced. And we can grab a few nice items along the way. So, take them out or run past them, depends on if you want the runes. Take them out. Got a few runes on offer here if you want them. This is a NG Plus at the moment, so you'd obviously get less runes than that per kill if you were on your first playthrough. So, ride your way through this canyon, get yourself the next site of grace. It's the Seethwater Terminus, and then we're going to go up to that castle and get ourselves the Prelates Crozier weapon, which is a colossal weapon with a really nice skill on it, which is sort of like a fiery charge thing. Which, deal with those. Make your way up the stairs and apply any buffs you want before we go into this fight. Can be quite tricky, but as we're using Unendurable Frenzy and it's quite levelled, this won't prove too difficult. And it's got the Prelates Inferno Crozier. Really nice weapon. May as well go up to the top while we're here. Grab yourself a few items like the Fire Scorpion Charm. That's well worth having. That boosts the damage that you do with fire weapons or fire spells. Once we've cleared everywhere out, we can head out and go and do the next part of, well, a bit of a boss fight, then we can do the next part of Alexander's quest. So feel free to deal with these or ride past them. Got quite a serious boss fight to deal with in a second. Probably one that you might want to, if you want to make it easy for yourself, summon your Mimic for. Apply any buffs and then approach the lava. Now, I found when I did this fight that my setup was fairly ineffective. Black Flame Tornado was more effective here, that was working better. But as it's a fiery boss, I suspect probably fiery stuff isn't the most effective means of taking them on. Again, do watch out for the trample moves. Luckily there's a stake of Marika nearby, so we don't have to travel too far. Make sure you grab your runes. This time we're going to go for a different setup. I'm going to go back to my big hit, colossal hammer build. So we're going to swap in the Prelates Crozier and the Giant Crusher. Slightly different Talisman setup for this as well, to boost those jumping attacks. And we're going to go for Kindred of Rot's Exultation there. So again, this doesn't quite go to plan. Mimic's keeping him busy, but I wasn't able to get myself ready in time. So we're going to change the setup again. Shouldn't really be giving me the problems here. But that's what we're actually going for now. We're going for the Royal Knight's Resolve on the Giant's Crusher and the Prelates Crozier weapons. So what that means is when you activate it on a weapon, you get so many seconds to do a hit, and your first hit will do an additional 70%, I think, damage. It's definitely a lot. And again, trying to get a jumping hit in ideally. That's done 2,500 damage. We could have applied more buffs here as well. Using Varys White Mask and the Blood Medallion means doing seppuku will give you a short window to do an extra bit of damage. Not a massive hit there. Definitely want to consider using your Mimic for this fight, because it just taking that aggro away gives you a bit of time to recover and prepare. Making sure we've got both hammers activated. We're going to run in. That's what we're looking for. That was a good hit. So he's gone off over there now, so it gives us time to get the hammers ready again. Careful you don't jump off the cliff here. Another 2,000 damage. Another 2,000, 3,000 damage. And that's him dealt with. So it's now time to go and find Alexander again. You'll hear him complaining, and if you go up to him and speak to him, he's always trying to fire himself so that he doesn't crack again. And he'll give you a jar as well, which is an interesting helmet, made famous by Let Me Solo Her. Once you've exhausted all this dialogue, we're going to head this way. We've got a few Demi-Humans to deal with here. Take them out or run past them. We're going to go and get the next part of Sellen's quest done here. Grab your golden runes. There's going to be a rune bear here, which again, invite you to skip if you don't want the fight. You can use that rune bear to free up the things inside that statue. You need to lure it over to the statue. And again, as I've said before, I do not like fighting rune bears really, but you have to do it. We've dealt with the Magma Wurm now, so that's not going to be a problem. Just ride back to where we were. Slightly different setup again, I think. Try and get that damage buff activated. And that's got him to smash the statue, so we can get those smithing stones now. Reactivate that. Dealt with him, dealt with him. And the rune bear's up there. So while we're here, let's grab ourselves a Trina's Lily. So we've got both of those activated. And we died again. I think probably this is better tackled with my original Madness build. Possibly another variant, but no, that's the Black Dumpling Helm, so we're going to go for it again. I actually think rune bears, even though they're just a kind of open world field mob, are tougher than some of the bosses. Certainly I've never found an easy way to deal with them. So this time we'll grab the runes, then we'll ride past and grab the next grace, so we've got an easier path to get back here. Again, feel free to skip the rune bears, nothing required about this battle. And that's died again. This time we're going to start at the Craftsman shack again, so we can ride back down. Grab ourselves a gravel stone, deal with that there. Then I did find if you hide behind this hut here, you seem to have trouble getting to you. And then using Uninterruptible Frenzy with the cerulean hidden tier, we're able to actually damage him where he can't damage us. Pretty much so him dealt with. We could just use Frenzied Burst to take a few guys out over there. Now, if we were in the capital before and we did Box Quest, you're on your first playthrough and you didn't have the Prattling Pate, You're Beautiful. This is where we're going to get it. So when we get back to the capital later, you'll be able to do that bit. Pretty straightforward. I'll talk about it when we get there again, but this is where you actually get the You're Beautiful Prattling Pate. Obviously that is a smithing stone level 6 you get from that broken statue. It's got the rolling magma sorcery. So then we're going to ride up towards the village. There'll be an abductor virgin to deal with here. May as well rest at the grace, refill the flasks. Deal with any of these demi-humans. And you've got that headless, slightly mad abductor virgin. That dealt with. Go into the village. Take anything out you want. And you'll see me grab the beautiful Pate, You're Beautiful Prattling Pate. So that's what you need to finish Box Quest. Turn your toes off. Take out Demi-Human Queen Maggie rather. I'm going for range attacks here just to keep it easy. Shouldn't give you too much trouble at this stage of the game. Once she's dealt with, head over these rocks here, get the Sight of Grace, and then we're going to go to this corpse here, and that'll give you the Comet Azur spell, which Sellen's after. So now we can fast travel back to Waypoint Ruins, speak to Sellen, show her the sorcery, and she'll be very pleased. In the next part, I think we're going to be going to Caelid to get the other one of those spells. So exhaust all the dialogue. She'll be very pleased that she's found a kindred spirit, and she'll tell you about the other source and give you a bit of a hint and a Sellian seal break, which you need to be able to get to where you get the other spell. Make sure you bought any sorcerers you want. In the next part, we'll probably go and get the other sorcerer that Sellen's looking for, and that should take us on to the next part of her quest. So that's it for this part. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next part.